This is Simone Murray, Electric Unite Jamaica People, and you are listening to The Chris Worthy Show on Caribbean Vibes Radio.
The station with the best music.
I love
these beats.
Best music.
Hot. In the mix with the baddest DJ.
From shore to shore, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore. Shore to shore, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. We have heard the Macedonian call today. Send the light, and the golden offering at the cross we lay. Send the light, send the light. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. Send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine forevermore. We will not go weary in the work of love. Send the light, send the light, let us gather for a crowd above. Send the light, send the light, send the light.
beats are hot. Hot, 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 hot. In the mix with the baddest station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Jesus is coming. Ready or not, ready or not, he's coming.
Hi there, I'm Leon Nash, CEO of NRP Media JA, and you are listening to Chris Wilby with Divine Praise on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network and nrpmediaja.com.
Ready or not, oh glory, Jesus is coming. Ready or not, he's coming again. One more time. Ready or not, glory, Jesus is coming. Ready or not, he's coming again. Ready or not, Jesus is coming. Ready or not, he's coming again. Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon, when you will need him. Trumpets will sound, all of the dead shall rise, righteous feet in the sky. Oh, we will know one dies. Listen, troublesome times are here.
Oh, ready or not, Jesus is coming soon. Morning or night or noon.
Now we stop staying, oh glory.
I want to say good afternoon, good evening, good evening to you all. Those of you tuning in. It is Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. The program is Divine Praise. My name, of course, is Chris Wilby. I'm going to be hanging around with you until around about 8 o'clock this evening. So just make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that Chris Wilby is live on the radio as we start the show. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Just tell a friend, man. Just tell a friend. Share the link. Those of you watching on Facebook, I want to say welcome. I'm inviting you all, those of you watching on Facebook, to hop on over to my YouTube channel, because we know I warn you at the onset of the program. Good afternoon to you, NRP Media JA. We are live on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network at www.caribbeanvibesradio.com. We're also live on YouTube and Facebook. We're live on TuneIn. We're live on our radio app at Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, and we are also live on www.nrpmediaja.com. So we're live all over the place. It is time to get your praise on. So let's get our praise on. Starting off the show this evening with my good friend Sister Peart, Keisha Peart. Ready or not? Come on, let's go.
of God. People, are you ready to go? Rise up, Church of God. People, are you ready to go? Rise up, Church of God. Hallelujah, ready or not, He's coming again. Glory, mighty God, Jesus is coming. Rise up, ready or not, He's coming again. People, are you ready to go? People say you want to know. The Lord is coming soon. Every morning, light and noon. Do you know the time of counting? Any minute, any hour. Rise up, Church of God. People, are you ready to go? People, are you ready to go? People say you want to know. The Lord is coming soon. Every morning, night or noon. Do you know the time of counting? Any minute, any hour. Rise up, Church of God. People, are you ready to go? Rise up, Church of God. People, are you ready to go? Rise up, Church of God. People, are you ready to go? Rise up, Church of God. Rise up, out of your slumbering. Rise up, out of your fleshly desire. Rise up, every denomination. Rise up, New Testament church. Rise up, Pentecost.
Rise up. People are. Oh, I tell you, I love it. People, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Come on, are you ready to go?
Rise up,
Oh, Lord, have mercy. That is Keisha Peart in her element, ladies and gentlemen. So what a way to start the show off, man. What a way to start the show off. Starting off the show this evening on a very, very lively basis, you know. So come on in, man. Tell some people that we're starting off with a revival tempo, you know. It's a revival tempo. We're starting off the show this evening. So we are on a roll. So let's keep it going.
God is my king.
Pull up! Yo! Pull up! Let it go again!
Radio. God is my king. God is my God is my God is my
I want to say good evening to you, Sister Grace. How are you? Welcome. Don't forget to share the link, all right?
Yes, I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Look down the road and I wonder how far I was from God. So I buckle up my shoes and then pull me up. Somebody say, he's your keeper. I know he's my keeper. I look down the road and I wonder. Yes, I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Look down the road and I wonder how far I was from God. So I buckle up my shoes and I turn it. Yes, I turn it. Oh, I turn it. Buckle up my shoes.
These beats are hot. 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 In the mix with the station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Good evening to you, Sister Juliet. How are you? Over there in Canada, how is it going? How is it going in your neck of the woods? Welcome to the show. Good evening to you, Mr. Bailey. I'm over there in Jamaica. Good to have you, my brother. How is it going? Are you on the job this evening, or are you just taking it easy? What's going on? You're still on leave. You're still on leave, my boss. Don't forget to share the link as you come on. As you come on, share the link. Bring some more people in the house, yeah? Let's have a wonderful time this evening. It is 20 minutes after 6 o'clock. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Chris Wilbur, the Vibes Master, in the house until 8 o'clock. 20 minutes after 5 o'clock down there in Jamaica. Mr. Leon Nash and the crew. What a show. What a show last night, bro. What a show. I tell you. Oh, man, I took up half of the people in the show last night, you know. You know, I went on the Weekend's Gospel show last night with Leon Nash. I called in. Obviously, I am here in the United States, and he's over there in Jamaica. So big up to all the listeners over there on the station this evening. I called in last night. I have a burning topic, and I started the conversation. Started the conversation last week on Lady D's show Inside the Zone, and then it has been on my mind all week, and I have been talking to a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot of people about the topic, because it is something that it's we kind of need to talk about it, you know, and I don't think that we are shedding enough light on it. So been talking to people, been sending messages to people, and voice noting back and forth, and I mean, like, that has taken up all of my free time from last week until now. Up until just before I came on the show, we were discussing this in another group. So I called Leon last night on his show, and boy oh boy, you guys need to go and listen to the Weekend's Gospel show on NRP Media JA. Listen back to it on YouTube, and you will get the gist of the conversation that we had. Let me tell you, man, I took up literally half of the man's show, because we ended up having a debate. It's a gospel show, you know, but we ended up having a debate on the issue that, boy, it took a different turn. We had the dean of discipline for some other school. We had another lady on who was a teacher in the classroom for over 40 years, she said, you know, and we were going back and forth. So it was indeed a very, very interesting debate, and needless to say, we are going to continue the debate. I am going to continue the debate on social media. I'm going to continue the debate on my program, because I think that it is something that is worth talking about, and it has to do with updating the rules of schools in Jamaica. Do you believe that some of the rules in school in Jamaica, Grace was a part of the debate on my show on Thursday on the Chris Wilby show. Yeah, so Grace was a part of it, and Grace was talking about how they took away her ring. I remember that conversation, because I even use it in some of the debates that I was having. Well, they took away her ring when she was going to school. That didn't make any sense. So, yes, it's a debate that we need to have. The times are changing, ladies and gentlemen. And should we in Jamaica be changing with the times? Some of the rules that were there when we were going to school are still in place. And while I am not advocating in any way, shape, or form to abandon and dismantle every single rule, I am saying, is it time? Is it time to look at some of the rules and make the necessary adjustment? That is what I am talking about. Some people are misconstruing my argument and they are saying that, oh, I am against rules. No. Far from it. I am not against rules. I am just against stupid rules. And I say I would love to continue the debate because I need to open up some eyes. And there is also another thing that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to share a video later on in the program. And you can share your opinion and let me know what you think about it. Where there was this lady that went to a school. I don't remember the name of the school. The lady went to the school and she was turned back by the security guard because, according to the security guard, she couldn't enter the school because her attire wasn't fit to be on the school compound. A fight ensued and he was stabbed in the neck. Thank God that he is still alive. But these are the reasons why we say sometimes we need not have. I'm not saying that even when you have rules that make sense that you won't have problems, but some of these rules just call for conflict. It calls for confrontation, so yeah. What's your thought on that? Do we need to update some of the rules that we have in schools in Jamaica? Some of the rules that are not going to affect the learning of the students whatsoever. Like, a little bit of the hairstyle. You can't have any fade. It has to be all in one. It has to be very low cut. It has to be, what if I want to wear a high top? You know what I mean? What if I want to grow my hair a little bit? What if I want to go soul? Why do we have to infringe on people's rights those kinds of ways? So yeah, I have to push back a little bit on that. And I see my friend Leon Nash is in my inbox already talking about the hooligans. I love it. He's talking about the hooligans. He's in my inbox, ladies and gentlemen. So he's listening in to me over there on NRP Media. Good evening to you, my dear brother and friend. Yes, man, it's a very, very interesting debate. Yeah, so I'm going to show that video later on, and you be the judge of it, because for me personally, I don't think there was anything wrong with the shorts that the lady was wearing, but in the mind of the security guard, the short was too short. So he became the police of the clothes police, and he was directing people to go back home because your clothes is too short. So where does it end? So a security guard can tell somebody that, hey, your blouse is not appropriate, your blouse is too short, your shorts is too short, your pants is too tight. You know what I mean? Where does it end? And if you notice, most of these will be addressing the women, because I guarantee that most men will be able to walk into that sports complex. Most men will be able to walk into that sports complex with dressing anyhow, almost. And the security guard will never turn away a man and say, oh, you're not dressed properly. Most of the times, it's the women who these things are directed at. So, all right, let's us get back to some more music. It's 28 minutes after 6 o'clock. You're listening in to Caribbean Vibes Radio Network and NRP Media JA. The program is Divine Praise, and my name is Chris Wilby. I'm going to be here with you until 8 o'clock this evening. If you want to give me a call throughout the program, you can give me a call. The number is 774-408-8860. Say again, the number is 774-408-8860. yes, you are a sovereign God. You are a sovereign God. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It is now 6:30, my friends. Yes, yes, yes. So, as you come on, those of you who are on Facebook Live, I am inviting you to hop on over to my YouTube channel. It is the same name, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. So if you don't know, you can search for us, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. All right, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. So hop on over to the YouTube channel. I am waiting for you over here. So we can have a discussion, and in the meantime we are going to continue to worship God this evening, and we're playing some music and enjoying ourselves. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, people, come on in, come on in. Mr. Morgan, how are you doing, my brother? Sister Barbara, just healing up some people right now, Mr. Morgan, and good evening to you, Queen Yvette. Yeah. So, as you come on, I would love for you, to when you come into the chat room, so I can big you up. Just say something, man. Say something. You're in the YouTube chat room. Just say something so we know that you are on, so we can big you up. And wherever you're listening in from, I would like to say hello to you. And for the NRP media listeners, come on in, man. Come on in, man. Come on in. And let's have a wonderful time. Come on into the YouTube channel. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am asking you to subscribe, share it to your friends. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do right now. I haven't asked that in a while now. I haven't asked people to do that for me. All of you who are in the chat room right now, I'm going to ask you just to share it with 5 people. Yeah? Only 5 I'm asking you to share it with this evening. I'm not going to ask you to share it with your entire list of people you have in your phone. I'm not going to ask you to do that, right? I'm going to ask you to share it with the 5 most favorite people in your contacts, right? So just go ahead right now. I'm giving you that time out to share it with the first 5 people in your contact who you know trust you and who you know will look at it when you send it come and open it and come on in. Send it to those 5 people. 5 people who you trust the most. I'm asking you for a favor this evening. Send the link to 5 people who you know and trust the most, that they will come on in to the YouTube channel, and let's have a wonderful time. So every one of you, if you want to send it to more than 5, I mean, you're welcome. But I'm just asking you to send it to 5 people. All right? 5 people, the 5 persons you love and trust the most, who you know are going to respond to you. I'm asking you to send it to them this evening. All of you who come into the chat room, and just drop a line and let us know where you are listening in from. Say something, man, so we can big you up, all right? So that is the debate that we're having. I tell you, it take over my whole life. I tell you, this debate here. We don't know what we are going to do, but we can't. I am getting so passionate about it that I just can't believe that, this thing has take. It's like it has taken on a life of its own, and the reason being, I want to see my country prosper. I know that everybody on the two sides of the debate, that we all mean well, and we want to see the best for our children. But are we doing it the correct way? And I may be wrong. I don't know. I may be wrong in my pronouncements. I am out on an island almost all by myself. Because most people see me as retaliating against rules. And I'm not. I am just not for. I'm just for updating the rules. So I am going to play the video of the security guard later on in the show. The security guard and the two women fighting at the schools. And no, he could have lost his life. He could have lost his life. All over the attire. Yeah, he could have lost his life. All because he's trying to be the clothes police, the uniform police. Yeah? Why are we so adversarial? Yeah, so that's my main issue this evening, yeah? And as I said before, right throughout the program, if you want to give me a call, you can give me a call. The number is right there on your screen, 774408860. I tell you, hey, listen, I get to it, she get to it, man, I tell you, I get to it, she get to it, yo. All right, we continue with the program right here, yeah, I tell you, it is fun. So let's continue with the program here, try. Lord have mercy. Sister Jackie said one more time. You want the one there against Sister Jackie? All right, I'm going to pull it back. Let me play this one and then we'll go back to that one. All right? Yeah.
beats are hot. Hot, 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 hot. In the mix with the baddest DJ. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
It is now 6:45, 5:45 down there in Jamaica, and it is now time for My Bible and I. My Bible and I heard every Sunday evening. Round about this time, it is a scripture reading from the Bible. This evening, I want you to turn your Bibles with me, ladies and gentlemen, to Psalm 103. Psalm 103, and I'll be reading from verse 1 through verse 10. I say again, I'll be reading from verse 1 through verse 10. And it reads thus: Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. The Lord executes righteousness and justice for all who are oppressed. He made known his ways to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in mercy. He will not always strive with us, nor will he keep his anger forever. Verse 10, He has not dealt with us according to our sins, nor punished us according to our iniquities. Here ended the reading of another in his holy words, and may he continue to direct these words to our hearts, and may he continue to guide, bless, and keep us. That was My Bible and I, heard every Sunday round about this time on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Join us next week for another My Bible and I. As we go back to the music, I want to say good afternoon. Good afternoon to all those who are tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. I appreciate you, and I thank you for joining. We know that it is a Sunday evening, and there is a lot that you could have been doing, and the fact that you chose to spend a moment of it with me on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, I appreciate it. I appreciate it immensely. I do not take you or your time for granted. Whatever time you spend, if you spend 5 minutes, if you spend 5 minutes with me, if you spend 2 minutes with me, if you spend the entire program, love you, love you, love you. Yeah. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you, and I hope that you will stick around for the duration. It's now 6:48 as we go back to the music. Yeah, Sister Jackie did ask to play that song there. I'm trying to see if I can go back and find that. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to see if I can find something else to play while I go back and find that one that Sister Jackie said pull up. She will have to hear it again. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am in the middle of a storm because it's like I am one man against the entire world, because people say that Chris Wilby do not believe in rules, and that I want to upend all rules everywhere because me don't think say the people them for obey rules at school, and any rule where the teacher they put up the people they for obey it. You know what? If you think that if that is your justification for saying that I am against rules, well, feel free, because I do not believe that every rule that the school lays down is just. I do not believe every rule that the school lays down makes sense. Some of them are too cumbersome, some of them are too burdensome, and some of them need to be retracted. The schools need to. One of the things I thought about last night after the discussion, I said, maybe one of the things that we need to do, we need the schools, when they are making these rules, they need to have a dialogue, because it's not an autocracy, because, one of the things that we have to get away from is believing that, boy, these picnic them don't have no rights and they must just listen. We have been through that over the years, over the centuries in Jamaica, where we just believe that children have no rights and children must always just listen when they are spoken to. They mustn't talk back. They mustn't have a voice. They must not have an opinion. They must just, you make a rule and you give it to them and they must just follow the rules. Really? We are in the 21st century. We need to start thinking about how we parent our children differently from our parents did it. Our parents just lay down some laws and lay down some rules, and whether we like it or not, some of us are still traumatized until today. Still traumatized. We made it through. But if you ask, some of us have been traumatized. Some of us are barely functioning. Yeah? So, and if you should really go back and ask a lot of people about the rules that were laid down back then, both in school and at home, they'll probably be honest and tell you that, hey, listen, my man, that's why I don't bother with some people change how they parent their children. Some people just stuck in the ways and they just believe that picnic have no right. Picnic, if you're making some rules. So maybe what need to happen is they probably need to have some student representative in the decision-making bodies. Yes, I know that is another nest that may I dig up with some people just don't want to hear about, Because them what, Chris? Picnic in the decision-making of the rules where them go, yes, nothing is wrong with that. Sometimes you need a little bit of input. And the thing about us as parents and us as grown-ups, sometimes we feel like we know it all. And honestly, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we need to take a little bit of a step back. And the authority that we are given, we need to relinquish a little bit of that authority sometimes, because it's not a draconian thing. We are all in this together. We want the students to go to school and learn, and we shouldn't be striving for this adversarial relationship between students and teachers and parents and teachers and principal and students. It shouldn't be an adversarial relationship. It should be one that fosters love, trust, and care on both sides of the aisle. And too long, we have been in situations in Jamaica where the teacher is seen as the enemy. The principal is seen as the enemy. And maybe that's why we have this constant back and forth and knocking heads and all of that, because there is no love going back and forth, because the teachers see themselves as the defendant of the rules, and the rules must be carried out, and sometimes carried out with an iron fist. Yeah? Been there, done that. Been in the classroom as a teacher and as a student. I understand it from both sides. It's time we take a look. It's time we take another look at this real situation and figure this thing out so that everything will work well for everybody, and that this thing is not a one-sided thing where we feel like the teachers are always right and the student is always wrong. No. You have to come up with some compromise so that the system work together as it should. And we have our children being educated. The teachers are safe. The students are safe. And everything works out as it's supposed to. Always are going to have animosity, no matter how perfect we try to work it out. No matter how the rules that we're going to have animosity. But we should always strive to have the system working. Another thing that I believe that should happen, the Ministry of Education should be making standardized rules instead of having all of these schools coming up with their own rules and regulations all across the country. Because sometimes the Ministry of Education will tell you that they themselves are not in agreement with some of the rules that these schools make. So maybe the Ministry of Education need to have a guideline as to what needs to be done and how the rules are supposed to be carried out, and then pass that down to the schools. And maybe things will work better instead of every Tom, Dick, and Harry making up some rules as they go along and as they see fit, and just throwing the rules out there and expecting that picnic for just hear and picnic for abide by rule. Come on. We're in a different time and era, and we have to change with the times, right? That's my take on the world situation. What's your take? You can give me a call, 774-408-8860.
Jehovah Jireh, yeah.
Mommy, what y'all worry about?
Why worry, man, when you can pray?
Daddy, move your hand from
He's
your
our
jaw, man.
provider,
Move your hand.
so take no thought for the morrow.
Listen to them words now.
Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Already better. For the Lord is on my side. Things already better. 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 Already better. You see, the Lord is on our side. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better.
What we say? No matter how the valley look dark. No matter how the water full of shark. Even though we break two look park, we just not go work cause we ain't gotta walk. No matter how the hill look steep. No matter how the river look deep. Me break two look like it asleep. Me just not go work cause me soul gotta keep. Guess what? Skin me teeth already. Me don't get it yet but me see it already. Blessing in a fleet already. God tell me say me are the wheat already. Table prepare with me seat already. Wake up to me blessing me sleep already. Cup overflow ties me eat already. The food not share yet but it's sweet already.
Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Already better. You see, the Lord is on our side. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Ya está bien. Ya está bien. Ya está bien. El Señor está conmigo. Ya está bien. Ya está bien.
think about Jesus? What you think about Jesus? But I think he's all right, my friend. It's a minute after 7 o'clock.
You give me Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Now give me Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. When all my friends forsake me, looks like hope is lost, I call the name of Jesus. In all my future lies. When my soul is cast down and my way looks dark, he softly come and whisper, child, your future is bright. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Now give me Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play back that song that Sister Jackie asked me to play one more time. I'm going to play back that song for you, and then after that, I am going to draw for the video that caused the fight, or the video from the Jamaica Gleaner showing the fight of the security guard and the parents, and then we can have a discussion on that going forward. So I'm gonna play this song right now for Sister Jackie, and then we can move to that video. All right. better bugs by your you better bugs by your neighbor, I tell ya. Lick it till you bust, drummer boy. You better play me good BC boy. You better play me good BC boy. You better play me good drummer boy. Hey, I tell you, that's a Petra K in all her glory. I tell you. that one was fun. I enjoyed that one very, very much. Thank you again, Sister Jackie, for requesting a replay. Yeah, and so we are. You are inside. You're inside. Divine Praise Gospel Show on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Found on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network every Sunday right about this time. Also live on NRP Media JA, streaming from over there in Christiana, Jamaica. Christiana, yeah. The cool hills of Christiana, Jamaica. NRP Media JA, courtesy of Leon Nash and the crew. So we're gonna put on another song here, ladies and gentlemen. And while this song is playing, I am gonna search for that video and gonna play it for you, and then we can have a discussion on it going forward. You know, I'm in a mood. I'm in the kind of what you call it? We call them kind of music, revival. Yeah, I'm in the kind of revival music. Yeah, I'm in the kind of revival kind of mood this evening, you know. So I'm gonna put on a Juna Tucker here. Yeah, kind of keeping in that spirit right now. Yeah, and then we're gonna come back. And maybe afterwards we can share, switch up the thing just a little bit. All right.
That's right. Say, wonderful Christian again. Say, run go tell your friend. Hear this. Say, I don't smoke cigarette, cause it will stop my breath. Whoa, hear me now. I man don't sniff coke, cause it will make I choke. So we know you not that say. All I need is the Holy Ghost. Say, Holy Ghost from my head down to my toe. Touch me, Holy Ghost, knock me over. Cause that is all I need, say. Touch me, Holy Ghost, knock me over. You know what? I found a new life. I found a new life. Oh yes, if anybody asks, come on, what's the matter with you, my friend? Say, tell them that you are saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized, Jesus on my mind. I found a new life. Oh yes, so when I sing it again, I found a new life. Oh yes, I found a new life. If anybody asks you, what's the matter
person, does he reign in your life? Is he reigning right here? Is he reigning in the heavens? Is he reigning on the earth? Is he reigning in your house? Can I take you all the way back? Can I take you all the way back to when Granny used to praise him? Is it all right? Come on, say. A fire goes before him and burns up all his enemies. The hills melt like wax at the presence of the Lord. You say. At the presence of the Lord. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. The Lord reigns. Say, say. The Lord reigns. Say, say. The Lord reigns.
Yes, the Lord reigns, the Lord reigns. Let the earth rejoice. Let the earth rejoice. The presence of the Lord. Let the people be glad. The Lord God reigns.
Let the earth rejoice. Let the earth rejoice. Let the earth rejoice. Let the people be.
Let the people be glad. Let the earth rejoice. Let the people be glad.
Come on, say a fire. A fire goes before him and burns up all his enemies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, and I want to play this clip for you, and then we can come back to somewhat of a discussion, if you may, and you can let me know what you think. What you think? What are your thoughts? So those of you watching on YouTube, you can post your thoughts in the comment section, and let me know. Now, this is a clip of Herbert Morris Technical High School. A security officer was stabbed in a fight with a woman over dress code. He was stabbed because of a dress code. Now, if you notice right here, these are the two women who are attacking the security guard. These are the two women right here attacking the security guard. Now, I'm going to play the clip for you, and then I'm going to have some comments on it after I play it. So maybe I should play it without the sound, because I don't want any. I don't know if any bad words in this this thing here. Right? I can't recall, so I'll just play it without the sound. So I'm just gonna play just the video, and the sound. I'm not gonna play the sound because I don't remember if there's any bad word in this video. So I'm just gonna play the video. So stand by. Here is the video being ladies and gentlemen, these are the two women attacking the security. This woman here, she has a knife in her hand. I heard it was a scissors anyway, and she stabbed the security guard. So look at what I want you to look at right here. Let me pause the video for you. This is what I'm trying to establish. Why did the security officer feel the need to stop these women from entering the compound based on how they were dressed? They were not naked, as you can see. The video speaks for itself, right? These are the women. Now look at the video, and you can see. Now let me pause again. This is one of the women. She has on her shorts, and maybe it's a tight, but she has on her shorts right here. So this is her shorts. This is one of the women that's fighting the security guard, because according to them, it was too short, and the security guard wouldn't let her in the compound because the shorts was too short. Again, that's them right there. They're fighting. There's a better picture right here of the woman. I am pausing the video so that you yourself can have a look at it and see. It's a shorts. It's a tight. It's a shorts. It's a shorts that's being worn every day on our streets in Jamaica. It's something that, whether you're uncomfortable with it or not, it is an everyday dress, both here in the United States and in Jamaica, right? And so, the security guard, for whatever reason, he believed that he had the right to dictate to the woman what to wear to come onto the compound. The compound, which is, as we know, it's a government institution. It's a taxpayers institution. And there is absolutely no law that states that anyone should be barred based on how they dress from entering any one of these institutions in Jamaica. These are just some rules made up by schools and by principals or by school boards that put these security guards in a no-win situation. Because what happened when they are, now here is where, I don't know if this is probably where the security guard got the stab in his neck. Now here is where, look at this for yourself right here. Look at this. This is a woman, and she is in her tights. It's tights. We know it's tights, right? And she has on a blouse. She's not naked. So, but the security guard feels that she was inappropriately dressed to come onto the school compound. What is he protecting? Who is he protecting? What does he want? Who is he protecting this lady from? The lady, if she stays outside the school, the school gate, every one of the students in there, once school let out, they're gonna see her in her tights. This is an everyday dress in the community. So who are they protecting when they say you cannot come on the school compound dress? I mean, I'm not advocating for somebody to come on the school compound dressed naked, but you know, looking at this, you can be the judge of it for yourself. I look at it and I made my own judgment, and I came away with the opinion that this was look at it. These are the two ladies, and in my opinion, none of them are dressed inappropriately, according to them. They say what inappropriate. What is inappropriate about how these ladies are dressed? I mean, we see them on the streets every single day. Half of Jamaica population dressed this way. Half of the schools, the children in the schools, once they get out of the uniform, they are going to be dressing pretty much the same way these two ladies are dressed. So what was the big deal, and why the security guard felt the need? Maybe because his employers told him to. His employers told him to, that he shouldn't allow people who are dressed inappropriately to come onto the compound. And so, based on that, so what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is that sometimes we, in our society, we set up people. We set up one set of people against another set of people. Because if you go to the comment section, which I'm probably gonna, let me see if I can pull up a few of the comments here. See what some of the people are saying. I'm gonna go back over because we're on the Jamaica Gleaner website here. So here are some of the comments. Let me go back here. Maybe I need to fix this just a little bit so that we are reading just the comments and we're not so you can see the comments for yourself. So on the screen here, somebody's saying it's disgraceful, right? You go back up. Some of the Carl Mendes says, so no stone nor nothing, no did nearby to use and defend himself. Another person says disgraceful. Let me see. It says view more comments here. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network made a comment there. Who is that person? Anyway, a dress code issue resulted in a knife wielding mother. Oh my God! And in so many kids present, conflict resolution parents. What messages are we sending to our kids? So that's one person. What a fine example for her children, Kung Fu Mama. When the adults behave this way, this one here is saying, Corinne Gomez saying, so they came to the school with the intent, walking with knives. These parents are the sole cause why the youths them violent and out of control. Cause why the youths would suspend their children too, she said. Another one says, but the security are idiot. Why fight the woman when you are clearly outmanned? Run and fight another day. Okay. Another one here says, Jamaica, the lawless and disorder. Another one said, the ministry need to look into this. I think there should be some serious action taken against parents who behave in this manner. And I believe given behavior like these that are always happening at school, the security them need to upgrade, because most of them, and I see it's a need to upgrade because most the security work is like a watchman job, as they have nothing to use for protection. Go down here and look again. It says, I hope when the judge sentence her, she jump same way. That's part of the comment. So the comments are there. The most of them are defending the security guard, and I honestly understand totally why they are defending the security guard, because what these are the parents with the children who cause problems in a classroom. Sansia Campbell says on Facebook. Tina McClear says, I hope she is put away for life. And she continued, it is simple. If it is a parent, then the child should be removed from all public schools. Wow. We wonder where criminals are created and how people must understand and face repercussions for violence and crime. So she is now saying that if the parent come out the school and behave badly, the student must bear the consequences. You see how we rationalize things? The parent came and she and the security guard had a fight, and in this woman's interpretation, they are one and the same. So they should just expel the student. So the student is in class doing nothing wrong, but because the mother outside fighting, they must just don't go pull the student out of class and just expel the student. This is exactly why the teachers are facing hell, because of these virago parents and their offsprings. It's very disturbing. And I'm going to read one more. Some of you on Facebook support violence. That's why we can't better imagine two women going and ganging up on a gentleman, and all you can do is say him wrong. He's doing his job. All right, so that's that for it. Lots and lots of different comments there on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody is doing their things. So let me see what's happening on Facebook. Here, let me read the comments. Lady D. Denise Gomez is here, and she said, good evening, Brother Chris. Good evening, Sister Lady D. Yvette says, nothing is wrong with her shorts. She said she's not naked. Grace said, he abusing his authority. I don't condone violence, though, but good for the ladies defending their rights. Elvin Morgan says, rules are rules. The security work from directive. It doesn't give the females right to attack the security guard. Why not ask for the principal for the school and solve the situation? So those are the comments so far coming in on Facebook. yeah, if anyone want to give me a call, the phone line is open, so you can give me a call, because it is a conversation that's it's a very, very important conversation. It's not one of those conversations that's just trivial. And as I said before, started the discussion last week on Lady D's show. Somebody's calling here. Let me see if I can get this call. Good evening.
Started the discussion last week.
What is happening? Hold on. I'm hearing myself.
Somebody's calling here. Let me see if I can get this going.
Why am I hearing myself in the background?
Hello?
Hi, Lady D. How are you?
No, it's not Lady D. It's Lady Carol.
It's Lady Carol. Oh, Lady Carol. I'm hold on. I'm hearing a feedback in the. That's why I thought it was Lady D. Sorry about that. Hold on. Hold on. Let me. Okay. Maybe it was coming from your end. I don't know. All right. So I'm not hearing it anymore. Anyway. Good evening, Carol. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Very well. How are you?
I am. I don't know if I can manage you at all this evening, but I am here. I am here. Let me put on my big boy pants. And yes. So, I don't know if you were watching the video. Well, I believe you have watched the video before, and so tell the people what's your opinion on what's happening in the video here, because in my opinion, and I'm going to be short, in my opinion, the security guard was doing his job. He was following directives from whoever gave him the rules that you can't dress a certain way and enter the school compound. No, these are grown women, and he's trying to control their behavior, and because of that, it spiraled out of control, and the women felt disrespected because they felt that he had no reason, he had no authority over them to tell them not to come onto the government property. And so, it played out how it played out. What's your opinion?
Okay, so my opinion, first of all, is that the security guard handled himself really well, because what I noticed is he wasn't necessarily attacking the woman. He was more in a defensive mode.
Right.
Even when they're stabbing him, I didn't see him go after them like a man trying to fight a woman. I think I saw him more trying to defend himself.
Right.
And it's I find it very sad that eventually a man tried to get in to stop it or to intervene, but it's sad because they had the knives. So, just like the little boy was saying in the video, you can't go in to try to help because of the knives. So definitely I want to see those women suffer some consequences for that behavior.
Yes. I agree with that totally. Yes.
Okay. I just want to quickly speak to rules, because you and I have had a conversation off the air.
Right.
What came to me tonight is this: you see, persons don't understand that rules come into play based on certain behavior within the social, hemisphere. I guess that's the word I can use. And sometimes, for example, in this case, we would look at the lady and say, oh, her short was appropriate. But if you think about why this rule, let's say why this rule, it could easily be because there are many other people women now, are wearing the body riders and the pom-pom shorts. So for a school to go and say, no body rider, no pom-pom short to come, what's going to happen is you'll have another lady now who might not wear a short that has that terminology, but then she's still wearing a short that is extremely tight. So rather than you go in to specify which shorts a parent cannot wear or cannot, you just say no shorts. You simply make a blanket rule and cover the whole thing. And parents need to be able to obey the rules. Like one person you read said, if they had a problem with the rules, it's not the everybody should know it's not the security guard make up the rule. He just tries to enforce it.
That's true.
So
that's true.
And if the schools say no shorts, and I know you say some of the rules are foolish, you go and you sit and you find out why this rule. Now, if the rule is coming from the fact that society women are wearing shorts with their behind out, shorts that give them camel toe, you know what a camel toe is, right?
Yes.
You know what a camel toe is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're wearing these shorts, that's what the women are wearing in society now. That's an acceptable norm of society. You see butt cheeks on the shorts and you're seeing camel toe. So rather than have to specify, don't wear these shorts, don't wear that, you just say no shorts. And it covers everything. The good always suffers for the bad in life.
But when you
go ahead.
When you because the problem that I'm having is that these things are unconstitutional, right? There is nothing in the Constitution governing people's dress code and telling people how to dress and whatnot. So they make up these rules and they go along. And grant, as inappropriate as some of these dressings are, I still believe and I maintain that people have the right to dress the way how they want to dress. And you cannot police people into dressing properly. Now, this is not a private institution. This is a government institution. Now, when you have a private institution, they have the right to make their rules and determine who come in and who don't come in or whatever, because it's their property. They determine if they can even throw you out for no reason at all if it's private. When it is a government institution, that is a totally different ball game, and that is what a lot of people are failing to understand. A lot of us don't realize, yes, it may look indecent, it may look vulgar, it may be improper in one's opinion, but at the same time, these people have the right to be at the school if they so choose. And I guarantee, if this was supposed to go to court, the security guard and the school would have lost. Because they should not be able to determine who come in. And I understand that the security guard was placed in a no-win situation because he's just carrying out his duty. He's working from a directive. And he was told that, don't allow certain people. So now you put him in a situation where he has to determine what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. So it's not like he can, there are certain, it's just, he is making it up as he go along. And I guarantee, I go even further. I am quite sure that this security guard is being abused on a daily basis. This is not the first situation. This is just the first situation that we hear about. But when you put people in these situations, what you end up having is a lot of confrontation, unnecessary confrontation. Because these are grown women. They are not children at the school who you can just give your rules to without any form. I agree that the women handled the situation wrong. They should have, as you say, asked to see the principal, and they probably need to have some dialogue. And this sometimes out of evil cometh good. Because now that this is on the front page, we probably need to have some form of dialogue with the principals and the schools, and people need to understand that, hey, some of these rules need to change. Because what you're doing is putting people's lives at risk because of what? A dress code? Who are you protecting? Who are they protecting? Who do these rules serve? Who are they protecting when you tell don't come in onto the school compound? It's not even like they were going to walk up and down on this. She was going to watch a football match. And you are telling her that her attire isn't appropriate. One, you embarrass her Because now you are talking to her in a disrespectful way, telling her, oh, you can't come in, so you have to go. So you put, it's, what I want us to understand, is that when we make rules, we ought to think about the ramification. And I don't think that sometimes these people, when they're making these rules, they think about that.
I don't want to go too far back, but because I just watched the Queen's procession, I'm thinking about the origin of schools in Jamaica. And I'm thinking about it under the British rule. Right. And the British rule and the church, the state and the church they're intertwined. So so in Jamaica, most of our schools is intertwined with church. That is why we had morning devotions, blah, blah, blah. So the purpose of this institution of the school is not only for education, but it's also to protect the decency, the moral compass of the island. Because we are intertwined with the church. So the schools also make effort to protect the moral compass. And as the moral compass of the island is declining, the schools have the right to set certain rules and certain policies. Even though they are government institutions, they have the right to set certain rules and policies towards things that could influence our children in quote-unquote a negative way. And adults in Jamaica and in the United States are no longer dressing in a certain level of decency that you could say, that you'd say the church would govern. So when the school put these rules in place, and like I said, in this clip, everybody will say, but our shorts is okay. Yes, maybe it is okay. But if the rule is no shorts, then what is happening to our persons is we are not finding out why no shorts. But nobody don't have to tell me why, because I see how society is. And the minute I hear why no shorts, Jamaicans should fully understand. Because they know how the women are dressing in Jamaica.
Yeah, and the question that I want to ask though, Carol, is who are they protecting? Because I fail to see. I fail to
the moral compass of the
How?
island.
How? By telling people not to wear shorts? Are we in a hold on? Are we in a Christian what do you call it? Society? We're not in a Christian society, We have to understand that,
Jamaica is a Christian
No.
society.
Jamaica was not founded in Listen. There is no such thing as a Christian society. We live in a secular society. We use the phrase, but there is no such thing. Because it's not a religious government where you have to abide by certain rules or regulation from the government as it relates to any form of religion. It's not a religious society. We use the phrase that Jamaica...
Can you stick a pin?
Yeah.
As of, upon the Queen's death, isn't she still the head of state? Isn't she?
She's the head of state of the country, yes.
And she is also the head of the church, correct, of England?
I don't know. What does that have to do with anything, though?
What I am saying is we're still under the British.
We're not under the British rule. We're not under the British rule. We're an independent. The Queen is the head of state. It is a symbolic. Move. The Queen, as far as I know, the Queen is a symbolic head of state, with the Governor General as her representative. They do not take directives from England anymore, right? It's
right,
just...
But I don't want to go off into the politics of
right.
it. I'm saying Jamaica is still under the British influence. We originated with the religious, moral.
Yeah, but
things
we
that
are
is in the
not
Catholic
a
Church, and that
religious,
permeates
we
into
are
all
not,
the schools.
I understand what you're saying, but we are not a religious, society. The government does not operate. We have a secular government. It's not one like we have in Iran or one of those places where, you have to abide by some form of religion. We are not guided by that. We have a secular government. And so,
whose
if
moral compound
it,
is embedded, is still
but
embedded
you
under a
cannot
lot of
force people, and that is the problem that we're having. We want to force people. Listen, I am a Christian, right? I am a Christian, and I would love to see everybody act decently. I would love to see everybody converted to Christianity. I would love to see everybody act the way I believe is right. But at the same time, people are free to do whatever they want to do. We are not supposed to be trying to force people to act the way we think we want them to act. And that is why you have a secular society where the government, if you notice, the government don't make these kinds of rules. It's just other institutions are making these rules. There is no government policy that says people have to dress a certain way or whatever. It is all left up to us as individuals.
The institution has the right to make the rules. That
they have the right. Listen, they have the right to do anything they want.
Children,
yeah, they have the right.
Educating.
Yes, they have the right to do all of that until
So
some of it is challenged in court. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, but if they do make their rules and their regulation, it is not up to these individuals to come and say, I am going to violate your rules because
absolutely.
I'm going to do whatever I want to
and
do.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
When you're in your home.
I agree with you.
You only have the right to do anything that you want to do when you're under your own roof.
No. You are wrong. No. You are wrong with that. You are wrong.
Somebody else's property or somebody else's institution, and you are going to tell them that they should accept you however, because
and I agree with you. Here is where the disconnect is. Here's where the disconnect is. Here's where the disconnect is, because I think we are agreeing on a lot. I am not, because I have to keep reiterating, right? Because sometimes we go off on tangent. I am in total agreement with you that if there is a rule, we should abide by the rule. What we should do, we should try to find the proper channels to advocate for changes. That's what we should do. That's what we are doing right now. We are discussing it. We're talking about it. Hold a minute. Let me make the point. Mm-hmm. We are discussing it. We are putting it out there. And if needs be, if there is enough pressure, if there is enough dialogue and there is enough pressure, then there may be changes. I am not advocating for anybody to go to any school, go fight off any teacher, beat up any security guard because they feel like they have to push past the security guard because whatever. I am not advocating for that. What I am advocating for is for there to be sensible, common sense rules and regulations in the first place. Because if there were this rule in place, then there wouldn't be a fight with the security guard at the gate, because the rule is unconstitutional. There is no law.
Go ahead. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
If the woman was in a battery rider, would you have the same thought process?
Listen.
Among the students? No, I just want to know, would your thought process about her being able to wear whatever she wants to wear, if she was in a battery, or let's say a bathing suit, would you have the same two-piece right there? Would you have the same mentality that she can wear whatever she wants to wear again?
Listen,
would you have that same thing?
Listen, the problem
Chris,
I have...
I just want to know, would you, if she had on a bathing suit and she wants to go see the game, she's totally appropriate for the beach,
Yes.
But is it okay for her to want to go in the game in our bikini?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is okay.
Yeah.
And you
In
would
my
want
opinion, it
your
is. In my
boy
opinion, it is.
playing a football game with woman in the bikini.
Wait, Carol, do you live in the United States?
I do.
Okay.
And this is
With that
why-
said, don't you see women coming from the beach in their two-piece all the time? I live in a tourist area, you see? And I see that every single day in the summer. Every single day, I see women walking around on the road, riding their bikes in their bathing suits all over the place. If they're going into a restaurant, what they do is take a little piece of something and just cover up a little bit or just throw it over them a little bit. And they walk in there, they get served, and they come back out and no problem at all.
No problem? Stop right there.
Huh?
Let me tell you where the problem lies.
Right.
The problem lies in when the children see this.
And what
This
happened?
is why you
What happened when
find
the
out
what happened when the
little,
chi-
even 3-4-year-old
Yeah.
want to go into, they themselves will want to imitate that act.
And?
Younger kids who don't even know how to conduct themselves will want to go to Walmart in their bathing suit, and then a predator come and grab them.
So now you're
You
blaming
might
so
not
now you're
see a
blaming now you're
problem.
blaming the child or the persons how they dress because a person cannot keep themselves to themselves. Is that where you're going?
I am telling you.
Really?
that
You really wanna go there?
inappropriate behavior has consequences.
Come on, no.
We might not
I
see
am
the
not gonna agree with that
consequences
at all.
up front.
It doesn't matter. Even if she is naked on the street, no man has the right to approach her, touch her, say anything disparaging against her. None. Even if she is naked on the street, he does not have that right. So I'm not going to allow you to say it's because of how people dress, why predators and whatever. A predator is going to be a predator, and it doesn't matter what they wear. A predator is going to be a predator.
Chris,
Yes.
I raised a son. When my son is an adult, is turning into his adolescent years,
Right, yes.
I wouldn't want one of my friends around him in a pom-pom short. I would not want any of
Well, you
my
tell your sons.
girlfriends
Well, you
around
tell your
him in a
friends.
back
Well, you
rider.
dictate. You tell your friends not to come around because you have the ability to talk to your friends. You have the ability
so
to
the
put. No,
school
you have the
institution has
ability.
the
Hang
same
on a second.
ability.
Hang
They
on a
don't
second.
want certain
Hang on a
dress
second. Let me
code
address
in the
what
school
you.
because they're already dealing with trying to have kids stick to a certain dress code. There's a reason why when you're playing football you have a football uniform. School teach you uniformity. School teach conformity. Schools teach obedience to rules, obedience to regulations. And if a kid sees a school putting up with any behavior from parents, what do you think the kids are going to? The kids learn more from what they see more than from what you tell them. So if, for example, parents were to come and a cuss bad word and a throw a stone and buckle, what do you think the kids will learn? So you have to curb and put rules, and you're doing the rules to what you ask the question, to protect the kids. It's not about the parents. It's not about the adults. It's to protect the kids.
No, man. You have this wrong. Let me explain why you have this wrong. Let me explain why you have this wrong. Because you use an analogy of your son in an environment with your friends. Now, I raise a son. I raise daughters, right? I have grandchildren. Now, it is up to me to decide who my friends are and what they wear around my children. And if I am uncomfortable with whatever my friends are wearing around my children, I will tell them that, hey, listen, I don't think whatever you're wearing is appropriate. I think whatever you're wearing is inappropriate around the boys. So I would appreciate it if you don't. Now, if my friend or friends do not want to abide by that, then they don't have to remain my friends. A lot of these behavior, and we have to, because you see, you see where this argument is going. It is bringing up some other kinds of thinking and prejudices. Because now we have to believe, we start to believe that, oh, because I see a girl in her short shorts, my boy, we need to tell our boys. We need to tell our boys to control themselves. We need to tell our boys that not because you see a girl in her shorts, he is to react anyway. Because if you don't, the consequences will be great. You will go to prison if you act on how you feel. Because what? What?
You know, men have a knee-jerk reaction.
Come on,
to certain things. It's
Carol.
not
No, I am not going.
even
I'm
in their
not going to go
control.
there. What? What?
Men have a knee-jerk reaction. Come on, let's not spell it out. When a guy sees certain things, he has a knee-jerk reaction.
And you control yourself.
His control.
What?
He has to hold himself. And,
What that is what
cover
we need.
himself. I've seen young boys having to cover themselves.
Listen.
Because of how
And
girls walk past them.
and it is a girl's fault. It is a girl's fault.
Women are no longer, people in general are no
I,
longer thinking when they
anyway.
dress, how does this affect the young boy that sees me on the road?
Yeah.
How does this affect the married man that sees? We are no longer thinking of our other people.
And they shouldn't have to. And they shouldn't have to. And they shouldn't have to. And they shouldn't have to.
And I have the right to wear it.
They should, exactly. I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe that wholeheartedly. You
Back
have
to
the
the
right to
school
wear.
thing.
You have the right to wear whatever you want to wear, and no man did have the right to touch
at the
you.
school, in your house. When you're going to your supermarket,
we're going to-
you
all
know,
right, Carol,
wear
we're going
what you want to wear in people's school because there are kids.
Okay, Carol.
You know,
We are
a
going to
teacher,
have to.
for example, real quick, they're not only teaching, you know, a teacher, mothers, she teaches, she nurses, she is a guidance counselor. It's so many things a school have to do for our children.
What does that have to
And
do?
when
What
you
does that have to do with the parents?
who come and is breaking rules, you're defeating
No,
everything
no.
that
I am not.
school
No, you're
is trying
you
to
see, you're
teach
going
the
back.
kids.
You're going back to the idea of breaking rules, and I have to keep bringing people back to let them know I am not here advocating for anybody to break rules. So whenever you mention that, you're being disingenuous. I'm not advocating for anybody to break rules. What I am advocating for is for some of the rules to be changed. Anyway, Carol, we run out of time. Thank
We'll
you
talk
very
about
much,
it.
and thank you for your passion
Okay.
that you bring to the debate. All right.
No problem. Bye-bye.
All right. God bless. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, a very interesting conversation. Carol is passionate. Yeah, she's very passionate. She's just as passionate as I am on the issue, and I can see, she is coming from. What I'm debating, and some people may not understand it. I am debating this from a rights and a constitutional angle. Yeah? I would love to see some of these. I don't like to see them. They are not, some of them are improper. Some of these dressing, they make me cringe as a man. I see them. And I understand where she's coming from. She probably don't want to see them either, because it makes her feel uncomfortable. Makes me feel uncomfortable as a man. Walking on the street, driving on the street, whatever, you see these people. But at the same time, these people have the right. And that is where a lot of us, that is where the disconnect is. These people have the right to do it. As much as it makes us uncomfortable, as much as it makes us cringe, they have the right. Who are we to tell them that they can't do this? So it's a conversation that I have opened up, and I'm going to continue with the conversation. So let me run over to you two, because I suspect that the conversation is heating up over here. Let me see. Yeah. Sister Joan. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sister Joan, glad you could join us, man. I really, really appreciate you coming on this evening. Boy, I send you the link all the time, and you never come on. I don't remember. Is it the first time you're joining us, Sister Joan? I don't remember. Or maybe you don't join us very often. I would love to see you more often, all right? You said, I just joined, and based on what I read so far, rules are rules, and parents has to be careful of how they handle things, because we are the role model for our children as well as the young generation. Absolutely. We are the role model for our children, and we should try to be good role models. We should try to do the right things. I totally 100% agree with you. However, I am still saying that people have the right to do whatever they want. And Elvin Morgan say they are protecting the kids. Who is protecting the kids? How would you feel if you as a student say to that your mother looking buff in her tights? Listen, what we're talking about, I understand the argument that that some of you are making. I follow the argument, and I understand, I empathize. But at the same time, and as uncomfortable as it may be, I am still saying that people have the right to do it. So what I don't want people to, I want people to differentiate between the right of somebody to do it and whether or not it is decent to do it. Yeah? You have the right to do it. A lot of times we have the right to do something, and it may not be the correct thing to do, right? So even though the dress code may not be the correct thing to do, they have the right to do it. And if they have the right to do it, they are not doing anything illegal. What's the big deal? Why are we, putting people to confront these people to cause a fight? The security guard could have died. He could have died because of a school rule. Have you guys even looked at that? He could have died because of a school rule. Grace says, that's the mentality we have in Jamaica. We blame the victim for the behavior of predators and perverts. As a survivor, this does not sit well with me. Grace, I tell you, I'm with you on that. I am totally with you on that. We need to stop rationalizing behaviors of men who have no self-control. Barbara says, ignorance is bliss. Oh, Lord have mercy. I thank you all. Thank you for all of your comments. And yes, Grace, we're, as much as I enjoyed the conversation with Carol, I had to hold my temper a little bit when she started talking about the how men are going to act when they see women. That doesn't sit well with me at all. It just doesn't. So yeah, I really had to hold my temper, because you can't do that. You cannot justify a man's behavior because of how a woman dresses. Come on. In which society are we? Are we still in the 21st century? Or have we gone back to the barbaric days? Yeah? We're going back to the Stone Age days where we talk about it's because of the woman and how she dress, why I can't control myself. When you talk about a young girl, I've seen young ladies from all different ages, all different walks of life. They dress in their bathing suits and they walk on the road. Is that a reason for a pervert to come and snatch her? That is, Carol, you need to rethink your mentality. I understand where you're coming from, where the decency is concerned, and I will even agree with you on some of the issues. But that is just an asinine comparison. You need to scrub that from your mentality, period. You need to get that out of your vocabulary. That is because of the women dress. Why we have perverts. We have perverts and pedophiles. And these men will do whatever they're going to do, even if the women are dressed like a nun from head to toe. Perverts will continue to be perverts. Pedophiles will continue to be pedophiles. Rapists will continue to be rapists. And we cannot justify their behavior. We cannot justify men's behavior because they cannot control themselves. We talk about because you see a woman in a certain kind of shorts. How talk to your boys. That's where the men come in. We need to talk to our boys. And we need to let them know that these women, they are free to walk around in whatever they want to walk around in as much as it is inappropriate. We need to let them know that you cannot allow that. You have to control yourself. Self-control. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Come on. No, man. That don't sit well with me at all. It don't sit well with me. Okay, sister. Yes, I remember you joined us before. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on. Anyway, I'm way over my time. About 6 minutes after 8 o'clock now, and I'm still live. So I want to say thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on the show this evening. But the conversation continues, you know. The conversation continues. Because obviously, there's a lot that we need to discuss. I think we have unearthed some things here, you know, and both sides, I think we're still far apart. We're nowhere near close together in how we are thinking, because some people just believe that rules are rules and rules must be followed. And I keep saying, if that is the case, we should still be drinking at the water fountain. Blacks should be drinking at one water fountain and whites drinking at water fountain, because those were rules, and rules are rules and rules must be followed. South Africa should still be in apartheid, because rules are rules and rules must be followed. White people shouldn't be mixing with black people and having interracial relationships and marriages, because rules are rules and rules must be followed. When Martin Luther King was the head of the civil rights, they used to call him a troublemaker because he used to push back on some of the rules. Rules are rules and must be followed is a nonsensical argument. And we have to start to understand that there are unjust rules. There are rules that are made just because. There are rules that are made for no reason at all other than giving somebody the authority to keep the other person under their thumb, to oppress the other person. So when a person comes and say rules are rules and rules must be followed, it doesn't sit well with me. Rules are rules and must be followed is a lazy way of thinking that we must follow every unjust rule. If we followed every unjust rule, we'd still be in slavery. What are you guys talking about? Stop thinking that every rule that is made for the just reward or the just cause of the population. Not every rule makes sense. Some rules need to be abolished, and you have to have some people like me who are pushing back on some of these rules and having the dialogue in order for these rules to change. Because while the mass and while the society will go along with it, because sometimes people just go along to get along. Sometimes people just go along because they can't bother. They have more important things to worry about, so they try not to make a fuss of it. But that doesn't mean that you are not violating people's constitutional rights, and you're not violating their rule. You're not violating them as a person. But sometimes people just go along with it because they just can't be bothered. Like, for example, the police stop you on the road and they ask you for a driver's license. A police is not supposed to ask you for a driver's license. You can't be just walking on the street and a policeman in America pull up on you and stop you and ask you for your ID. It's unlawful for a police officer to do that. To force you. They can ask, but they're not supposed to force you to do it. But a lot of people, they do it because they're afraid of the police and they don't want the confrontation. The police is supposed to force you to identify yourself when they have reasonable suspicion that a crime, you have committed a crime, you are in the process of committing a crime, or you are about to commit a crime. Those are the only 3 times the police is supposed to force you to identify yourself. But some people will tell you, oh, if you have nothing to hide and the police pull you over, the police stop you and ask you for ID, you're supposed to present it to them because you have nothing to hide. That is not the point. The point is that, is it legal for him to do that? And the answer is no. It's not legal for him to force you to produce your ID, but a lot of us will do it and we will give up our rights because we do not want the confrontation. It's time we educate ourselves. And it's time we look at some of these things and stop just going along because we want to get along. All right? Anyway, I think that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you very much for being here with me this evening. And as I said, I am way over my time. But yeah, it is just one of those evenings where the discussion take over. And that's that, you know. We just... because we think that... I think that it is important that we discuss these things. What an evening it has been. What an evening it has been. Thank you once again. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate all of you. And I'll be back here on Thursday, you know. Yeah, this Thursday with the Chris Wilby Show. And I guess the conversation will continue. The conversation will continue. I'm going to try to see if I can get a guest on the show to continue the debate, continue the discussion. And I look forward to your company. I look forward to having you on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 9 o'clock. From 8 to 10 o'clock, rather, the Chris Wilby Show, where information meets music. Hoping to see you then. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful rest of the evening. And be good to yourselves and all those around you. And make sure that you continue to look out for the children. Make sure that you look out for the children and you teach them the way of love. And while you're looking out for the children, make sure that you look out for your neighbors as well. Treat your neighbors the way you want them to treat you. Because I guarantee you, if you treat your neighbors the way you want them to treat you, this world will be a magnificent, fantastic, hell of a super, super place to live in. Take care. God bless. Have a fantastic week. I'm out of here. What good?